There comes a time in every person's life when you discover who truly stands beside you. Not when you're strong, not when you're celebrated, but when you're broken. Because the truth is, no one is your friend until you win. When you fail, the world grows silent. When you stumble, the crowd disappears. And when you are down, you'll learn that loyalty is not found in smiles, but in silence. People will say they believe in you until belief costs them something. They'll say they'll be there for you until your struggle makes them uncomfortable. That's the nature of this world. People love success stories, not the process that builds them. They love the light, but they turn away from the darkness that created it. But hear me, this is not a reason to grow bitter. It's a reason to grow stronger. Because sometimes God removes people from your life so that you learn to depend on Him alone. He allows loneliness to shape your heart so that when you rise, your strength is not borrowed, it's built. When the noise fades, that's when your faith speaks. When you begin your journey, don't expect applause. Don't wait for validation. Don't seek approval. You might walk that road alone with nothing but a dream and a will to fight. You'll be doubted, mocked, misunderstood, even betrayed. But if you can stay the course, if you can keep believing when nobody else does, you'll find yourself standing where few ever reach, the mountaintop of perseverance. And when you get there, something powerful happens. The same people who ignored you will start to notice you. The same voices that called you foolish will now call you fearless. The same faces that turned away will turn back, not because they love you, but because they love the light of success. And that's when you'll understand, no one is your friend until you win. But let that truth make you wise, not wounded. Don't let the applause change your character, and don't let the rejection break your spirit. Winning should never make you arrogant, and losing should never make you hopeless. The reward is not the crowd, it's the character forged in solitude. The greatest victories are not won on stages, they're won in silence, in those nights when you fought tears with prayer, fear with faith, and failure with fire. Remember this, God uses rejection as redirection. Every door that closed was leading you to a greater one. Every person who left was making space for someone better. Every betrayal was teaching you how to love without dependence, how to stand without support, and how to shine without permission. You don't need people to validate your worth. You don't need their approval to prove your purpose. If they can't see your value now, let them watch it from afar when you rise. Your breakthrough will be your loudest testimony. Don't chase the crowd. Chase your calling. Don't measure your journey by the cheers you get, but by the courage you keep. Because when the spotlight fades and the stage grows empty, only one thing remains, the person you became through the struggle. So keep fighting, even if no one claps for you. Keep building, even when no one believes in you. Keep dreaming, even if you're the only one who sees it. For the moment you rise, the world will remember your name. But more importantly, heaven will remember your faith. And when that day comes, when you win, not just in wealth or recognition, but in purpose and peace, you'll look back and realize every lonely night, every silent tear, every lost friend was worth it. Because it wasn't the crowd that made you. It was the climb. So if no one believes in you now, let me tell you something, believe anyway. Keep walking, keep working, keep winning in the dark. Because one day, the same silence that surrounds you now will echo with applause. No one is your friend until you win. But when you win with integrity, when you win with faith, when you win without bitterness, you'll discover something greater than friendship, divine favor. And that, my friend, is worth every lonely mile of the journey. Rejection is one of life's greatest teachers, yet most people run from it as though it were a curse. When someone walks away from you, when an opportunity slips through your hands, or when the world turns its back on your dreams, your first instinct is to feel unworthy, unseen, or unloved. But what if rejection is not the end of your story? What if it's the beginning of something divine? What if that closed door was not meant to punish you, but to protect you? Too often, we define our worth by who accepts us and by what doors open for us. We think success is about being chosen, being praised, or being supported. But sometimes, the most powerful moments of transformation come when everything and everyone you thought you needed walks away. That silence, that emptiness, that loneliness, it's not a sign that you failed. It's a sign that you're being prepared for something greater. Rejection hurts because it touches the deepest part of us, the part that craves belonging. We want to be understood, appreciated, and included. But purpose doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in conflict. You can't become who you're meant to be if you're surrounded by everyone who keeps you as you are. God allows rejection because it forces you to look inward instead of outward. It makes you ask, who am I when the applause stops? Who am I when no one believes in me? That's where you find your true identity. Think about it. Every great story begins with rejection. The inventor whose ideas were mocked, the dreamer who was told they'd never make it, the leader who was abandoned before the breakthrough. They all faced moments when people said, "You're not good enough," or "You're wasting your time." And yet, those very words became fuel for their fire. Rejection redirected them toward their real destiny. Without those no's, they would have settled for something smaller than what they were called to do. Sometimes you don't realize that rejection is a form of protection. That job that didn't hire you might have kept you from losing yourself in the wrong environment. That friend who left might have been blocking your peace. That relationship that ended might have been saving you from a lifetime of compromise. You may not see it now, but every door that closes is steering you toward the one that will lead to your purpose. When you're rejected, it's easy to question your value. You start to think, maybe I'm not talented enough. Maybe I'm not beautiful enough. Maybe I'm not worthy. But rejection doesn't decrease your value. It reveals where you're no longer meant to invest it. Just because someone couldn't see your worth doesn't mean it isn't there. Diamonds don't lose their shine just because a few people walked past them. There will be seasons when you're walking through darkness, when every effort feels unnoticed and every dream feels delayed. You'll look around and see others succeeding while you're still struggling. You'll wonder, why not me? Why do doors open for them and not for me? But remember this, delay is not denial. God is not withholding your destiny. He's preparing it. The rejection you face today is building resilience, humility, and faith in you so that when your moment comes, you'll be ready to handle it. Rejection refines your motives. It strips away pride and teaches you to rely not on people, but on purpose. Because if everyone accepted you too soon, you might mistake popularity for calling. You might start believing that your success depends on approval rather than obedience. But when you've been rejected enough times, you stop living for applause and start living for meaning. You stop trying to fit in and start standing out. You see, purpose is not found in being liked. It's found in being chosen for something eternal. And sometimes that means walking alone for a while. It means facing seasons where you have no one to encourage you but your own heart. It means praying when you don't feel heard, working when you don't see results, and believing when everything looks impossible. Yet that's the exact environment where purpose is born, in the wilderness, not the crowd. There's a powerful truth. Rejection often comes right before elevation. The pain you feel is not a sign that you're losing. It's a sign that something new is beginning. Before every breakthrough comes a breaking. Before every open door, a closed one. And before every destiny moment, a test of endurance. The very thing that feels like it's tearing you apart may be the thing that's pulling you together. So, don't let rejection make you bitter. Let it make you better. Don't chase after the people who left. Bless them and move on. Don't mourn the doors that closed. Thank God for the redirection. Every disappointment carries hidden direction. Every rejection pushes you toward alignment. And when you finally arrive at your purpose, you'll see that none of it was wasted. One day, you'll look back and thank those who walked away. You'll realize that their absence gave you room to grow. You'll thank the doors that closed because they forced you to build your own. You'll see that rejection was not the enemy. It was the hand of destiny guiding you to where you truly belonged. When you rise, rise with grace. Don't seek revenge or validation. Don't let success turn into pride. Remember that rejection was your teacher. It built your patience, your discipline, and your faith. So carry that humility with you, because the same grace that lifted you will sustain you. Rejection is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to define you. It shows you what's real, who's loyal, and what truly matters. It strips away everything temporary so that what's eternal can stand. The pain of being overlooked today will become the testimony of being chosen tomorrow. So if you're walking through rejection right now, hold your head high. Don't quit. Don't let the darkness convince you that the light has left. You are being prepared for something greater, something beyond the opinions of others. Keep believing, keep building, keep trusting. The world may have said no, but that's not the final word. Rejection reveals purpose. It's the fire that purifies the gold in you. It's the storm that strengthens your roots. It's the silence that makes you listen to the voice within. Every no you've heard is leading you to the right ways. So stop chasing acceptance and start chasing purpose. Because when you finally step into the place meant for you, you'll understand. It was rejection that led you home. Is this conversation helpful so far? ChatGPT true strength is not found in the noise of approval or in the comfort of company. It's built in solitude. When life strips away the applause, when friends fall silent, and when the world turns its back, that's when your spirit is tested. It is in those quiet, unseen moments that real growth begins. People often say they want to be strong, but few are willing to walk the lonely path that strength requires. Because solitude doesn't just isolate you, it refines you. It reveals what you truly believe, who you really are, and what you are truly made of. There will come a time when you feel forgotten, when it seems that no one cares about your dreams, your struggle, or your pain. You'll look around for encouragement and find none. You'll search for a helping hand and realize that sometimes the only hand you have to hold is your own. It's in that moment that you must decide whether you will break or build. Many give up when the world grows quiet, but the wise understand that silence is sacred. It's the forge where strength is made, where faith is purified, and where destiny begins to unfold. True strength is not loud. It doesn't boast or demand attention. It's quiet, steady, and patient. It's the kind of strength that comes from falling again and again, but refusing to stay down. It's born in the nights when you cry out to God with no one to hear but Him. It's shaped in the waiting when nothing seems to move. Yet you keep believing that something greater is coming. That's the strength that lasts, the kind that doesn't depend on validation, applause, or praise. When you're alone, you begin to see things clearly. The noise of the world fades, and your vision sharpens. You realize that not everyone who smiles is your friend, and not everyone who claps for you wants you to succeed. Solitude teaches you discernment. It shows you who truly stands with you, and who only stands near you when it's convenient. When you lose the crowd, you gain clarity. And when you stop depending on others for strength, you discover that you were never as weak as you thought. You were simply surrounded by distractions that kept you from finding your true power. In solitude, you also meet your fears. You face your insecurities, your doubts, and your failures. There's no mask to hide behind, no audience to impress, just you and the truth. It's uncomfortable, sometimes painful, but necessary, because you can't conquer what you refuse to confront. You can't grow if you never face your reflection. Solitude gives you that mirror. It forces you to deal with the parts of yourself you've been running from. And once you face them, once you begin to heal and grow, you'll rise stronger than ever before. The world celebrates results, not process. People will cheer when they see your victory, but they will never understand the battles you fought in silence. They won't know about the nights you prayed through tears, the mornings you woke up weary, but still pushed forward, or the countless times you almost gave up. But that's okay. You're not building strength for their approval. You're building it for your purpose. And purpose doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in isolation. Every champion, every leader, every great soul has walked through a season of solitude. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Think of the seed buried in darkness. It's hidden beneath the soil, unseen and forgotten. Yet, it's in that darkness that transformation begins. The seed breaks, roots form, and new life pushes upward toward the light. If the seed resisted the darkness, it would never grow. The same is true for you. Your dark season is not the end, it's the beginning. It's where you're rooted, where your strength is formed, and where your purpose begins to take shape. Don't curse the solitude. Use it. Let it teach you resilience, patience, and faith. Sometimes God isolates you because He wants to speak to you directly. When there are too many voices around, His whisper gets lost. But in silence, you can finally hear Him. He'll remind you that your worth isn't defined by who stays or who leaves, but by who you are when everything is stripped away. That's the beauty of solitude. It teaches you to find strength in divine presence, not in human validation. When everyone else leaves and you still stand, you'll know that your foundation was never built on people, but on purpose. True strength is not about power over others. It's about power over yourself, your emotions, your fears, your impulses. It's the ability to keep calm when chaos surrounds you, to stay patient when everything inside you screams to give up. It's walking by faith when you can't see the road ahead. And every time you choose perseverance over panic, trust over doubt, and hope over despair, you grow stronger. Solitude gives you those moments, the quiet tests that build unshakable character. Don't fear walking alone. Every step you take in silence is shaping a future you can't yet see. The world might not recognize your effort today, but your breakthrough will speak for itself tomorrow. And when you finally rise, when your victory becomes visible, People will call you strong, but you'll know the truth. You didn't become strong in the spotlight. You became strong in solitude when no one was watching, when no one cared, when the only voice cheering you on was the whisper in your soul saying, "Keep going." So, if you find yourself alone right now, if you're walking through a season of silence and isolation, don't despair. You're not forgotten. You're being formed. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. The struggle is shaping your spirit, and the silence is strengthening your soul. One day, when you step into your purpose, you'll look back and realize that the lonely nights were the foundation of your greatest triumphs. True strength is built in solitude. It's in the moments when no one believes in you that you learn to believe in yourself. It's in the absence of support that you discover the presence of purpose. So stand firm even when you stand alone, because one day, the same solitude that once felt like suffering will be the reason you stand unshaken while others fall apart. And when that day comes, you won't need the world's validation. You won't need anyone to tell you you've made it. You'll know, because your strength won't come from what's around you. It will come from what's within you. Win with integrity, not ego. Because success without integrity is a hollow victory, a sound that echoes loudly but fades quickly. The world will tell you that the goal is to win at any cost, to climb higher even if you step on others to do it. But that's not true winning. That's losing your soul in the process of chasing glory. Real success is not about proving others wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you can rise above the noise without losing your character. It's easy to become proud when the spotlight turns toward you, but pride is a silent destroyer. It whispers that you no longer need humility, that you no longer need gratitude, that you are the source of your own power. But the truth is, the higher you climb, the more humble you must become, because pride turns victories into vanity. When you win with integrity, you honor every tear, every late night, every quiet struggle that built you. You remember where you came from and who carried you through. You don't forget the lessons learned in the valley when you reach the mountaintop. You treat people with respect, even if they doubted you. You forgive those who mocked you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. There's something deeply powerful about a person who can rise to the top and still kneel in gratitude. That kind of strength can't be faked. It comes from knowing that success doesn't define your worth. Character does. Anyone can achieve, but not everyone can achieve with honor. Anyone can win, but not everyone can win without losing themselves in the process. The truth is, when you finally begin to succeed, you will attract people who never cared about you before. They'll smile in your face, not because they believe in you, but because they want something from you. The same people who ignored your pain will suddenly celebrate your power. That's when your heart will be tested. Will you let ego rule your spirit, or will you remember the fire that forged your path? Ego says, "Look what I did." Integrity says, "Look what grace allowed me to do." Ego seeks applause. Integrity seeks purpose. Ego chases the crowd. Integrity follows the calling. Winning with integrity means you refuse to compromise your values, even when temptation whispers that cutting corners will get you there faster. It means you choose honesty when deception seems easier. It means you honor people, not because you need them, but because it's right. Integrity is doing what's right when no one is watching, when no one is applauding, when there is nothing to gain but peace of conscience. The greatest test of success isn't how high you rise. It's how you treat others once you've risen. When people finally know your name, will they remember your kindness or your arrogance? Will they see someone who lifted others or someone who stepped over them? Your legacy is built not just on what you accomplish, but on how you accomplish it. Winning with integrity also means understanding that success is never truly yours alone. You may have fought battles no one saw, but you were never without guidance. There were unseen hands, divine hands, strengthening you when you were weak. That's why gratitude must always accompany greatness. When you forget gratitude, you begin to believe that you are the source of your own light. But when you remain thankful, you remember that every blessing carries a responsibility to serve, to uplift, to inspire. Many people lose their integrity at the very moment they achieve what they've been praying for. They forget that the climb was sacred. They forget that the struggle was the foundation of their strength. Don't let success make you forget your humility. Don't let applause drown out your purpose. Because when the noise fades, when the lights dim, the only thing that remains is the truth of who you are. Winning with integrity means you're not afraid to stand alone for what's right. It means you don't let envy or greed poison your spirit. It means you celebrate others' success as much as your own, knowing that lifting others never lowers you. A heart full of integrity doesn't compete with others. It competes with its own potential. Ego seeks validation, but integrity seeks transformation. Ego wants to be seen, but integrity wants to make a difference. Ego thrives on attention, but integrity thrives on purpose. If your victory costs you your peace, your compassion, or your truth, then it's not a victory worth having. You can have the world's approval and still feel empty inside. But when you walk in truth, even if no one claps, you feel a sense of fulfillment that fame can never offer. Because real winning isn't about medals or money. It's about meaning. It's about living in such a way that even in silence, your life speaks of honesty, courage, and faith. When you win with integrity, you become a light for others walking through darkness. You show them that it's possible to succeed without selling your soul, to rise without arrogance, to lead without pride. You prove that faith, hard work, and humility still matter in a world that often forgets them. So when success comes, and it will, handle it with care. Let it refine you, not redefine you. Let it humble you, not harden you. Use it to bless others, not to boast. Remember the nights when no one believed in you, the moments when all you had was hope. Those memories will keep you grounded when the world tries to lift you too high. Because in the end, it's not about winning the race. It's about finishing it with integrity. It's not about how loud the world cheers, but how peaceful your heart feels when you lay your head down at night. You can lose everything and still win if you kept your soul intact. So, when you rise, rise with grace. When you win, win with humility. When you succeed, succeed with kindness. Let your character speak louder than your achievements, because true greatness isn't about how many people know your name. It's about how many hearts you've touched along the way. Winning with integrity is the highest form of victory. It means you've conquered not just the world around you, but the pride within you. And when the journey is over, when the applause fades and the crowd moves on, you'll still stand tall. Not because you were perfect, but because you were true. So remember this: win with integrity, not ego, because ego may get you the throne, but integrity will keep you worthy of it.